Howdy, y'all. My name is Dave, and this is Songs of Six. I was hoping to go over selecting your tile on the world map and what that's going to mean for what you're going to build on and what your map's going to look like. So let's get started. Just going to go with a random game, and we're going to just get a feel for what the world map looks like. Map. So you see here we have the forest and open land numbers. These kind of refer to the number of tiles that the map is going to have of each type. It's going to say 85% are going to be just open land, 14.8% are going to have forest on them. If we go over here, 5.5% it thinks are going to have water. That's going to be the river. 14.8 and 79.6 for the forest and open land. These numbers kind of lie. They're an okay estimate, but the reality can be quite a bit different. What's also going to change a lot is so you're selecting these 9 grid tiles here. If you imagine a layer of tiles outside of this, those influence what you get on your map. For example, let's pick a good one. So here, the mountain tiles on the top right, since adjacent to those on the top right is more mountain tiles, those mountain tiles will be contiguous past the top of the map, unlike these. So, like here, this guy, that's just going to be a little patch of mountain. We can just go ahead and load it, it'll happen pretty fast. I should have saved from the world, but that's alright. So this one just has some patches of mountains instead of them being like going from here and all the way past off of end of the map and being solid. That's gonna be from that's because I was gonna quick save from the world map. I didn't. That's alright. Let's go to a new map. And so go to, let's see, what's a good spot? There we go. So this one will have solid mountains all the way through the top and the right sides. Go. There we go. And that's because the adjacent tiles on the outside were also solid mountain. This will be true with water, as well as any other terrain type, really, oceans, etc. If there's just one strip of it, it'll just be sort of a spot. But if it's the same type on the other side, it'll be like this. So the same as like if you have a strip of lake, it'll look like a river, basically. But if it's solid on the other side, it'll be solid water. I didn't do that save from the world map again. I am poorly prepared. At least my computer's fast. I hit continue instead of on a roll. Just getting those habits, you know? Okay, let's see if we can do the same with water. So here, let's make an example. I guess a river is basically just water. Well, basically a lake, but only a thin strip of it. So here we'll just have, a river. And if I do that, we can go back to the this world map without having to go back to the menu. So, there, a river. And since we hit the end of the river, it doesn't keep going past the end. If the river was continued going east, we would see it be continued going past the edge of the map. Let's do a quick load. Which goes to my last save, not my quick save. And now if we go next to a lake, we'll see that the entire top left of the map is going to be solid water. This is also how islands work. Right? And I've also prepared some map testing so we can get into some of the quirkier things that the map generation has going on. So you can kind of guess how all these examples are going to work. You can't have water in the center, which is unfortunate. I will say, with how the map generation works now, you will always have every resource on every tile. It will be of really poor quality, and it'll be a ton of labor to get anything out of it, but it'll have it, and that includes water. You'll always have that little oasis somewhere, and that includes the driest of deserts. So here, you can, since with what we've gone over, you can imagine what this is going to look like. It's going to be a little spot of water, kind of wherever you want to place it. That goes for if this little spot is going to be mountain, ocean, what have you. If there's tiles adjacent, it's going to kind of change what that looks like because it's going to be sort of, sticky to that edge. That goes for all of these the same way with the other examples we've seen. These are kind of the things you can get away with in terms of map generation and placement. And when you're, if you get into drawing out the maps, these mountains are real quirky because you don't actually draw it as a grid, you sort of draw it in the center. It's weird. Let's see. So this is a fun design to work with. You get to have a solid mountain on the left and a river on the right. You can change this to also be a lake. So then it's solid mountain on one side and solid lake on the other, like this. This is the delta. Those tend to look a little more interesting than just the water, or just the river or the water. So that's a fun design if you're looking for it. Obviously, this is going to be one of the instances where you only have a single trade partner at first, and you can get that bug where you can't actually trade with anyone, which there's solutions to. There's some videos out there for that. Be smart and quick save in the world. There we go. So yeah, this is I've worked with a similar map before. The Garthimi Fortress was like this, but the water only came up to about here. And if you're not aware, you can just keep regenerating these, and it'll kind of start with that as a seed, and it'll do something similar but a little bit different. I feel like every 6th player has probably spent hours doing this. I'm already in love with the seed. Just save that for later. Perfect. That'll be another map. Alright, let's see. Go back to selection here. My I need to do a whole other video on how you can force generation of these beyond just painting them on in map design. But that's another video that I'll probably never do. Here's some other fun things you can get away with in terms of map design and placement. Just kind of the same thing, but just to a bit more of an extreme. There's like no script and I'm not editing this. I hope it's helpful to someone. So yeah, like you can see, the what you see in each square of the grid is vaguely represented here, plus what's on the outside of it influences how this part is. I think I've got a few more examples of how it works on the water, but really it's the same thing. It's just a different terrain type with the same algorithm, effectively. Let's grab this motion just to see that. So, yeah, if you're paying attention, you can kind of predict what it's going to look like, except now it's just all water. And this here from that one center tile that had some land on it. I'll have to do it. I'm going to build one of these days. Anyway, if you watched, thank you, and I hope this helped. Cheers and happy playing.